Hi everybody, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin Up independent demonstrator from Kansas, and I'm excited to finally be back here live with you today. I did get my new glasses yesterday, so now I can actually see what I'm doing. My laptop is still not back, but it is on its way. So there might still be a few things that I can't do, but by Monday I'm supposed to be back to fully functioning, and I'm pretty excited about that. What we're going to do today is the last card with the Snowflake Wishes stamp set that I wasn't able to get done the end of December. And then we will start with January's featured stamp set early next week. So next week I'll get two. And the featured stamp set is lots of hearts. So we'll get two videos with this set next week. But I'm going to go ahead and point you down at the table. I hope you can see everything I'm doing, and we are going to get started creating our card with the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. Okay, right here. What we are going to do, I had made a card earlier that you may have seen on my blog following the measurements and directions from Lisa Curcio. Well, we're going to make it together today, and you will be able to see and hear the directions. If you miss them as we're going along, don't worry. They will be on my blog later at angelstamps.net. This is called an overlap card, and that's right. It overlaps. You open the flaps, and there is your message. And then you have the two that fold over. Now, the Designer Series paper is retired. However, the stamps and dies from this set have not retired. They are still available. And let me get started by showing you all of the pieces that we will be using and their measurements. Our base of our card, we're using a Highland Heather, and this is cut regular card size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's only half of the card though. This does not fold over, but this will fit perfectly in an envelope. I'm going to set it aside for now. We also have the flaps. This is cut at 3 1/2 by 4, and this one's cut at 3 by 3 1/2. And I will be scoring them momentarily. And then I also have the Designer Series paper squares cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 and 3 by 3 inches. Now, set this aside, pull out my trimmer. What I have not trimmed yet is the white. And I also forgot to trim the smaller DSP strips. So this will be 4 by 5 1/4. and it is already 4 inches. This is the Whisper White, but good news, the basic white is available to purchase. So if you are needing some white paper, the basic white is now available. Alright, there's a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And while we have this out, I'm going to grab my Designer Series paper. And we'll be cutting 4 by 3/4 inch strips. So let me go ahead and cut this at 4 inches all the way. And then we'll be doing 3/4 inch strips. I forgot to score these while we were doing it. So let's do that using let's get the cutting blade out of the way, using the scoring blade at 1/2 inch. There's one. And there's the other one. Okay. I have to think about what I'm doing here. Sometimes I don't always know. I will be stamping and cutting out with this Whisper White paper. I will be stamping a sentiment. So let me get it on a stamp block, and I did not pull out the Highland Heather ink, so let me get that. This says, in the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. Scoot that over because we'll be using the die cutting machine here in a minute. And while we're stamping, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside, the Whisper White that will be hidden by the flaps. I'm looking. And I think I'm going to make this a thank you card. There is a thank you so much stamp. going to stamp it close to the middle of the card. And then I will be grabbing the balmy blue ink and stamping a snowflake or two on there. Here's the balmy blue. And I think I just want this little set of snowflakes. Put on my stamp block. Get some balmy blue ink on there. And just to stamp it over here. Alright. I think that's all the stamping I plan to do, so we will start putting our card together. Going to put the 3/4 inch strips of Designer Series paper on this Whisper White piece, and that will give us both the Highland Heather and Balmy Blue images. All right. And then I will be taking my Highland Heather cardstock and adhering the Designer Series paper to those. And you can do these with any coordinating cardstock and Designer Series paper that you have laying around. If you don't want as much of a cardstock border, you will definitely want to cut them smaller, but I don't mind having a border. And then I'm going to glue on the back side of the folded part and hold it over, make sure it covers. And then do the same with the smaller one. Glue on the back side of the scored strip. Hold it over and then hold it down. And that hides the sentiment on the inside. And then you will just, so you're hiding these funny little flaps, we're going to put the piece of Highland Heather on the back. Go ahead and get this little bit of glue off there. Okay, there we have the back and the front, and now I'm going to pull out my cut and emboss machine, and we are going to cut the sentiment that we stamped onto the white paper earlier. There's a base plate and a thin die adapter, and then a cutting plate. Put down my stamped image. And out of these so many snowflake dies, oops, I'm dropping little snowflakes. This is what I was looking for. Now, it's going to be interesting when we put it on our card, but that's okay. I think it's going to work. Put down the other cutting plate and send it through. I always forget how that works. It didn't work out quite so well. So I think I am going to grab just my stitched rectangles, and we're going to find a way to just, because there is a gorgeous frame that I can use at some point. But not so much this one. I'll see if we can salvage that in a minute. Okay, here's what we're just going to try. Next step is just to restamp it. But we're going to try this and see if it works out. That actually looks kind of cool with those little snowflake pieces peeking out. So we'll see. We'll see what I think. It moved on me. Okay, here we go. Not bad. Move this out of the way for now. And grab my card, and there it is. In the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. Going to put it right there, and then I'm going to grab some of the blue gems and give this card just a little more sparkle. And there we have it. In the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. And you open it up, and it's a thank you card. Thank you so much. Now, the Designer Series paper has retired. I'm not sure. I don't remember about the gems. I will check on that. But the stamps and dies are still available, as is the cardstock, and the basic white paper is now available. And I will see you here next week 2 times when we introduce the featured stamp set of January, Lots of Heart. See you then. Bye.